The information provided by Trading Forex Price Action to you does not constitute personal financial advice. The information provided is of a general nature only and does not take into account your individual objectives, financial situation, or needs. It should not be used, relied upon, or treated as a substitute for specific professional advice.
Weekly Forecast.
Hey guys, this is a weekly forecast for June 28th through July 2nd of 2021. Alright, we'll start off with the Euro-USD pair. This is a monthly chart. We'll start off with an overview. So because this price action right here is very strong short, and this move still having a ways to go, in the long term, I'm short biased right back down to this pivot low right here. However, because of a breakout of this trend line from this pivot to this pivot right here, and that breakout being right here, in the medium term, I am long biased right back up to this pivot high right here. However, on the weekly chart, since there's more strength short than long, in the short term, I am short biased right back down to this pivot low right here. Okay, let's talk entries. Alright, this is a weekly chart. Let me run you by the setup I've been looking at for the past couple of months. So there was a strong short trade right here, and then a week-long trade formed right here. So as price pulled back, I was looking for short entries right back down to this pivot low right here. And then another week-long trade formed right here. So as price pulled back again, I was looking for short entries right back down to this new pivot low as a target. And that same thing happened again. Another week-long trade formed right here. So as price pulled back, I was looking for short entries right back down to this pivot low right here. Okay, so about a month ago, I took a short entry right here at this 1.2250 level with the stop loss at this pivot high right here and its main target being right down here. And moreover, I took a second entry at this 1.2130 level right here with the stop loss at this pivot right here and its main target being right back down here. Alright, so let me go ahead and explain to you the reason why I entered both these trades. So let's go over to the daily chart. Alright, so on this daily chart, the last short trade that formed was right here with the stop loss at its pivot high right here. Now this daily short trade's target was hit at this level right here. And when trades targets are hit, price normally just pulls right back to stop out the short traders that are still in that short trade with the stop loss at this pivot high right here. And so I was mentioning there will be a medium strength pullback at least up to these levels right here. Now moreover, that weekly short trade that I mentioned earlier is at this level right here with the stop loss at this pivot high right here. Now, although the daily short trade's target was hit at this level right here, the weekly short trade did not hit its target. And thus, that's why I expected a pullback only up to these levels where the daily short trade stop losses. And so as price pulled back, since my weekly short trade stop loss is at this level, I was able to get enough of a pullback for a short trade with risk parameters that I'm comfortable with. And so I took that short trade roughly a month ago at 1.2250 right here with a stop loss at this pivot high right here and its main target being right down here. Alright, moreover, let me go ahead and explain that second short entry I took at 1.2130 right here. So let's go back to the weekly chart. Alright, so on this weekly chart, after I took that initial short trade at 1.2250 right here, there was a new weekly short trade that formed right here. And so now since my stop loss on this weekly chart is at this pivot high right here, I was able to take another short entry at this 1.2130 level right here with the risk being this height right here. And again, its main target being this pivot low right here. Now simultaneously, if you recall, that initial short position stop loss, which was at this pivot high right here, since there was a new weekly short trade that formed right here, after this trade formed, I moved that stop loss from this level right here, right back down to this pivot high right here. Alright, so at this point, I have two positions on with both stop losses at this pivot high right here and its main target being right down here. Alright, so let me go ahead and explain to you what happened this week in price. So let's go over to the 4-hour chart. Alright, so on this 4-hour chart, if you watch my midweek analysis, I was mentioning there was a fake HNS that formed right here. And fake HNSs show short-term short strength. And so I was mentioning in terms of price patterns, those two short trades were healthy for the moment. However, yesterday, I moved both trades stop losses to this 1.1998 level right here. Now what this level is the height target for this fake HNS. And so you take the height of this HNS and just project it out the same height, and it's roughly in this area. Now the reason why I moved both stop losses to this level at this point is because there are times when price gives big pullbacks without any lower time frame signs of strong long price action. For example, compact long price action. And this compact long price action only forms after the big pullback. Now when this type of scenario happens, typically there are other signs in price that can warn you of this coming setup. Now one common way that price can warn you of this is if a price pattern such as this fake HNS, although it provides short-term short strength, if price still gets to its height target, that will show a lot of short-term long strength. So at this point, there's two things I'm looking at in terms of the health of those two short trades. Now the first thing I'm keeping an eye out for is if price reaches this 1.1998 level before reaching this fake HNS's right shoulder stop loss level, then at that point I would abort both short trades at that moment. However, if price comes back down to stop out this fake HNS stop loss level right here and then comes up here, in that case, that would tell me that this fake HNS's price action is still showing short-term short strength, and thus at that point, I'll bring back both stop losses for both trades back to its original level, which is at this pivot high up here. Alright, and the other thing I'm looking for is, like always, I'm looking for any compact long price action to form where the distance between each peak is very minimal, showing signs of strong long strength. And like I mentioned on the midweek analysis, we're currently at a point where there's many daily long legitimate trend lines spread out all across these levels until our main target. Alright, so that second thing I'm always watching out for is any compact long price action to form, in which case it does, I would abort both trades immediately also. Okay, and if you're having trouble understanding what I'm talking about in terms of legitimate trend line and strong and weak short trades, please watch my price action trading course, for that course is designed to provide you the information necessary to understand these forecasts and analysis. Alright, let's go on to the Euro-Yen pair. Alright, this is a weekly chart. We'll start off with an overview. So since the last long trade that formed was right here, however, because there was possibly strong short price action at this pivot high level right here, but in order to confirm this strong short price action, I need price to pull right back down to this pivot low right here. So in the long term, I am neutral bias. However, although that strong short price action that formed right here is not confirmed yet, because there was a daily fake HNS at this level right here, which partially confirms the legitimacy of that strong short price action here, in the short term, I am short bias right back down to this pivot low right here. Alright, let's talk entries. Alright, this is a weekly chart. Let me run you by the setup I've been looking at for the past couple of months. So there was a long trade that formed right here, and then a short trade formed right here. And this short trade was weaker than this last long trade. So as price pulled back, I was looking for long entries right up to this pivot high right here. And then the same thing happened again. Another weak short trade formed. And so as price pulled back, I was looking for long entries right back up to this new pivot high as a target. And at the same time, there was a new long trade that formed at this point right here, with the stop loss being at this pivot low right here. And so as price came up, there were two short trades that formed here and here. And both these short trades were stronger than the last long trade. However, these short trades targets were hit at a monthly gap level roughly in this area. And so again, I was looking for long trades right up to these new pivot highs as a target. And then like I mentioned earlier, there was strong lower time frame price action right at this pivot right here. Now this lower time frame strong price action, I typically refer to as compact price action, which shows strong short strength. However, in order to get confirmation of the legitimacy of this compact short price action, I need price to fall right back down to these levels to stop out the last daily long stop loss level, which is right here at this pivot low. However, on my midweek analysis, I was mentioning there was price action at this peak right here on the daily chart that, although it doesn't fully confirm the legitimacy of this compact price action right here, it did give it a slight push toward its legitimacy. And so like I mentioned on the midweek analysis, I took a short trade at this 132.20 level right here, with the stop loss at this pivot high right here, and its main target being at that last weekly long trade stop loss level right here. All right, so at this point, there's two things I'm watching out for. Number one is a full confirmation of the legitimacy of this compact price action by having price fall right back down here to stop at that daily long stop loss level. And number two is to always be looking for long compact price action. For it is very common that when compact short price action formed, it is countered by long compact price action. In which case this forms, price is likely to come right back up to stop out the stop loss of the last short compact price action stop loss level right at this pivot high right here. All right, and one last thing I do want to mention is about pullbacks and entries. All right, so let me just get rid of these and just zoom out a little. All right, so I took that short trade at 132.20 at this level right here, with a stop loss at this pivot high right here and its main target being right back down here. Now in terms of entries, since the stop loss is static at this level, the more price pulls back, the risk reward ratio in terms of this short trade gets better and better. Now the question is always, how much will it pull back? Because oftentimes if you wait for too much of a pullback, a trader can miss out on the trade altogether. And so I'm always analyzing price, especially on the lower time frames, to see how it moves when it has strong pullbacks or weak pullbacks. However, oftentimes at a more basic level, if you simply look at the momentum of this last leg up right here, it's quite obvious that there was a lot of it. So seeing that the previous leg up had a lot of momentum long for an extended period of time, one could begin to incorporate this type of momentum into their entry strategy, especially in terms of how much price will pull back to your stop loss level, increasing the superiority of the trade setup itself. Okay, so that's just a basic way to look at this, but it is something that I always analyze and try to improve constantly. All right, so that's it for the weekly forecast. I hope you guys have a great week, and thanks for watching. Okay, bye.